without having any more leaks, issues, etc.
Okay.
This gate valve is functional. It's totally fine. However, the one that's in the rear, that's the one with the packing nut issue. Packing nut again is just, it's this guy right here. So that's the packing nut. And so you can see there's even a leak on this guy, which I didn't see the first go around.
So that should be replaced then too.
Exactly. And that was what we were discussing is the for sure way for me to tell you 100% that you're not going to have any leaks would be to remove this fitting forward to the end of that gate valve in the rear. We reinstall this meter assembly here, and then we would get rid of the PRV and install a Watts 25 AUB, which is what you have here. But again, it's showing a high pressure, although within normal specs. It's showing high for the adjustment that it's sitting at, meaning it's either failing or has failed and it's just not showing quite yet. However, the leak outside of the gate valves here is caused by the TNP, and so there's moisture inside of there. This is a safety relief valve for the water heater itself. Anywhere from 200 degrees or 150 psi, this triggers and starts to drain some of the water out of the water heater. That's just a safety thing that they've added manufacturers to prevent water heaters from bulging, exploding, etc. like we used to have.
Okay.
This is your thermal expansion tank. That's the real issue that exists here today. This has failed. So the reason why I can tell that is because this should sound 100% hollow, because air should be the only thing kind of moving and growing in here. And so a little bit of hollow down here, solid up here.
Okay.
So different sounds indicate that this has failed, which is why this is causing the valve to kick over. The estimate's going to be from me to replace the water heater, repipe the meter assembly, bring this all up to code. So this thermal expansion tank per code needs to be mounted to the structure or have structural support. So we can't
and it's just hanging there.
So we can't, it's hanging here, and it's hanging here from what we call a shark bite, which is a compression fitting.
Sure.
It's great for homeowners, not so great to use if you're a professional plumber kind of deal. The reason being is because if they're not installed per manufacturer code, then they can't necessarily adhere to what they're supposed to do, right? So shark bites as a whole, manufacturer 800 psi is what they can resolve. However, none of these fittings are cleaned, and so I know this isn't installed correctly.
Okay.
That's my indication there. The secondary thing of this is this cord here. Although it's able to withstand the voltage, etc., that this would bring, code requires a quick disconnect to be installed on any electrical water heater. I've had these pass on a residential platform. On a commercial platform, I can almost guarantee it's not going to pass inspection. Further from there, I don't necessarily see any inspection sticker on this. So that's probably why it was allowed before.
So would you consider this commercial then or residential?
This is a commercial.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
commercially
All right.
zoned for the plumbing facts here.
Gotcha.
So my quote is to replace the water heater. That's the kind of the only option that's worth spending your money on.
Okay.
We go through the warranty process and all of
So
that.
replace the full hot water heater,
Yep.
replace the expansion tank,
Yep.
replace
All the valves.
the valves,
Yep.
and then reinstall the meter
Yep.
and new PRV.
Yep. And then this water heater, anytime that I'm installing a water heater, I put a pan down,
Yeah.
which
That's
allows you guys to avoid this issue.
Sure.
And then I pipe that pan to the floor drain. So that way,
makes
if
complete sense.
Okay.
So if there is a drip, it goes into the
it goes
drain.
into the
and
drain
not into
as intended.
the tenant below.
Yes. And so
Okay.
just those kind of safety features, those are
I'll just
ultimately
put
kind of what I'm talking about.
So that's the other part that he wants to replace. Okay.
So that's pretty much the full scope of work at this point in time.
And so what's your availability to get all this taken care of then?
Yeah, we probably, so because of American Home Shield and how they operate, usually about
Yeah.
24 to 48 hours at the earliest is
Okay.
what we could do.
All right.
And then the biggest thing here is usually we prefer to have the electrical contractor either meet us on site or come before us so that we can just basically plug and play with the plumbing side of
Okay.
things.
Right.
So what I can do is I use Z Electric. He's a locally owned business as well. We
Okay.
can contact him. and see what his availability is.
Okay.
And so once all of those pieces, American Home Shield, our schedule,
All
and then
organized.
the electrical are all kind of
Okay.
up to snuff, and then we'll figure out what the proper order of events. If the electrician wants to come after us, that's fine. If he wants to come before us, we'll go from there.
Okay.
And then further from there, just follow the sequence.
Okay. So, with American Home Shield, this is all one deductible then.
And so that one's going to be tough. Is the plumbing side? That's how is us.
But the electrical maybe is separate.
Maybe separate. And if you call American Home Shield, they're going to send whoever they send out to do the work, which might be something that you guys could activate and get some coverage for.
Okay.
If you go through Z Electric, they're not approved through American Home Shield as far as I understand. I just vet them because they do a ton of work for our ACs and everything.
Okay.
And so I trust their work, and it's just the same quality as ours.
Okay, so if we don't go through American Home Shield on the electric and do Z Electric with you, then that's on our dime.
It would be.
To do that.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea of what something like that would be?
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Because I'm like, if it's not worth another $100 deductible and stuff, then why split it up if this is somebody that you know and trust?
Fair enough.
Too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to give you all the options that I have.
Could you find out through Z Electric what that would be, since you?
He could probably give me a ballpark pretty easily.
I was gonna say that would be fantastic. Then.
Yeah. So I can do that for you.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. Everything that we do outside of American Home Shield has a 1-year parts and labor attached to it. And
Does
so,
it really? Okay, because.
Yeah, well, American Home Shield, if you do it and it's all fully covered or it's insured by American Home Shield, whatever the correct terminology is for their policy, right? You have the 30-day warranty. Anything that's out of pocket, codes and modifications, etc., we give a 1-year parts and labor from Wildwater ourselves, just as another little tidbit to add to our customer service on that side.
Okay.
Plus, we want our work to be well vetted.
But with all of this, at least it's all going to be new and all up to snuff.
Yeah.
That don't keep having somebody come back and nitpick at certain things. That's saying.
Yeah, no, that's.
So like all of this stuff would be all redone.
All redone. Yeah.
Okay.
No, absolutely. And that's kind of when we get to these situations, when we get to this point in time, unfortunately, obviously, I would have given you the same quote probably 3 turns ago. And so this is just how I like to operate with my estimates.
Well, it just makes more sense.
It's much, I'm not made out of money, right? I own a home. I want my home to be correct for the first time and not have to do $1,000 7 times when I can do $5,000 one time is how I look at it. Yeah.
And know it's done right.
Yeah.
And we don't have to repair.
No, absolutely. Yeah. So because the cost of those items are just monumental in comparison to just getting it done the first time. So that's my whole spiel.
Okay.